Hey guys, it's Vayan from Vayan in UK here. I stumbled upon an article on Reddit on how Space Engineers has sold 100,000 copies in its first few weeks of early access alpha. I'd noticed the game earlier, but the positive feedback I found encouraged me to give it another look. Um, there are issues involving some serious distrust towards the developer Keen Software House, but mainly that involves their bad track record of like lofty goals, little follow through, and they had some issues with bad public relations press. I didn't really care to investigate those issues too much, and I decided to have a little look on what's on the table right now. After about 7 to 8 hours, on the very first day I picked it up, I gotta say, goals and development worries or not, I felt like I just spent the day playing Legos on my childhood bedroom floor again. It was so much fun. I'd never gotten into Minecraft despite trying a few times, so the thought of building my own ships and flying them was just too much to resist. The feeling of so many possibilities and ideas felt at the same time a bit exciting and a bit daunting and scary. But when you get into the swing of things, you're building your very first space insect thingy before you even know it. Now, to those who've yet to look into the game, Space Engineers is a voxel-based sandbox space building game. As it stands, though, the sandbox is more like a little bucket, in my opinion. But what they do have is a decent core going on, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they add. Now, anyone who's played Minecraft should be able to pick up the controls fairly quickly, apart from maybe rotating the object in 3D and the whole verticality aspect of it as well. But you can craft two different scale spaceships with working propulsion systems, placeholder weapons models, cockpits, and space stations. There's already an incredibly wide range of videos displaying recreations of some of the most famous sci-fi spacecraft from Star Wars, Star Trek, Warhammer, and some fantastic tutorials on showing how to use the limited in-game parts to create rotating ship segments, cargo doors, and God knows what else. So I encourage anyone who picks up the game and wants to expand the toolkit in their disposal to check these things out. You can also find some fantastic videos on showing off the game's party piece, the destruction engine. Every single bit of the spacecraft can be pretty much destroyed by colliding them with asteroids and other spacecraft. For myself though, I took a bit of a different approach this time. I have a really bad habit of locking myself into thinking very conventionally in any kind of creative mode game. A big array of jet fighters and spaceship designs from past games just flies past my eyes, and I feel like I'm just replicating stuff I know already, instead of seeing what I could come up with like when I was a kid. So I just started to plump down blocks, and about 4 or 5 hours later, what emerged was the monstrosity you see on the footage back behind you. It was incredibly fun trying to shake loose the shackles of practicality and purpose, and just to see what comes out. I can't even imagine what people will come up with, and I'm looking forward to ruining my own feelings of pride when seeing the creations of all these people. Now, I am an engineer by trade myself, so I appreciate simplicity and practicality, and it can be a lot of fun trying to shape form to function. And there's even a quote in the game about Da Vinci mentioning something about like simplicity is beauty. So when I ended up with this thing, I just had to chuckle at myself on how impractical this would be and how little purpose it would serve. In the end, I just couldn't resist. I had to see how the physics engine would play out if I crashed this monstrosity, but I managed to bungle it up enough that when I exited the game, and it asks for confirmation if you want to save, I accidentally clicked yes. So the next time I turned on the game, there it was, my little baby was in ruins. So this is all the footage of the crash test that I have. hopefully it's interesting to those who might see it. Now, to anyone thinking about grabbing the game, do so knowing that the game is still in very much early alpha. The tools at your disposal are very limited. Few block types, couple of jets, cockpits, etc., and some non-functioning weapons. But they do allow you to do quite a lot if your imagination carries you. Just think of what people came up with Minecraft with the limited tools they had in their disposal. The available space in the game is very hollow and empty as well, and it's very small, so grand exploration isn't gonna happen. But plans are big, hopefully they'll come about, but as it stands, you get to play with Legos and bang them together. I think that's plenty for me, for at least for now. For words of warning, save and save often. It's easy to disconnect segments from each other, especially in a skeleton structure. And once it's done, you can't put Humpty Dumpty back together. And know that games like this have known to waste a day pretty fast when you have video game OCD like me. Thanks for watching. There's a few more videos on my channel. Please rate, and I'll see you later.